So my position is yearbook editor. Mrs. Salehi is my advisor. Yearbook committee meets in Mrs. Salehi's room. As yearbook editor, I keep track of and enforce deadlines, I assign pages to my team, and I check all the pages for submission. And that's really important because pages in the yearbook go through 3 rounds of edits. I run meetings and oversee staff, I train at the beginning of the year, and I decide how to designate responsibilities to each member. Yearbook is a team effort, so while I am making sure that everything is running smoothly, I am also very much a part of creating the yearbook itself. The yearbook committee is in charge of creating the yearbook. We start from scratch, we design a theme, and then we put together the book using photographs, graphics, and writing. Yearbook editor specifically takes a lot of commitment, but if you are organized and can delegate what needs to be done effectively and you can rely on your team, your time commitment can stay within the time frame of the yearbook meeting. This year we had 2 ninth hours and 1 lunch meeting per week, but next year yearbook is a class and will occur 3 days a week during 0 hour, that's before school. Plus, you don't really get to sleep in on school days anyway, so you come in early in the morning and you don't have to come in after school, and so it won't conflict with your extracurricular activities. Out of school commitment as a yearbook member in general consists of taking pictures at events and finishing up pages that you were assigned to. But as a yearbook editor, if you delegate those responsibilities to your team properly, then all you'd have to do is mainly organize and come up with a plan or edit out of school. And I would say this amounts to about 2 to 3 hours extra time per week. You also have to go to conferences. There's one in the summer and another in the fall, but these are both inspirational and fun. I really enjoyed them. You have to be organized and you have to have good time management and stress management. You have to make sure you have photographers taking pictures, someone running the Instagram account and advertising yearbook sales, and people working on designing pages. Ahead of time, you need to have a set theme and all the templates set. You need to occasionally make sure you are all on the same page and have major brainstorming sessions, which, do not get me wrong, these are very fun. I personally got the job because I walked in to get something from Ransom, and Mr. Kemp told me that I was recommended for the job of assistant editor to Mary Claire Spurgeon, who was the editor at that time. So I took the position and I really loved it, and then I became editor the next year. It opened up a door for me, really. Though the position of editor has been filled for the upcoming year. If you join Yearbook, you can get a leadership position, and trust me, if you prove you are a good leader, there is a very high chance you can move up the ladder and become assistant editor and then editor. So just talk to Mrs. Salehi and sign up for Yearbook class. Yearbook looks really good on a resume as well. The hardest part of Yearbook and being yearbook editor is probably the organizational side, and probably also creating a backup plan when something does not go to plan or is overlooked. Nonetheless, my favorite part of yearbook is working with such a fun team and seeing how my ideas and my team's ideas and creative process kind of materializes into the book that everyone sees at the end of the year. And everyone on yearbook committee is extremely passionate, and I feel really privileged to be a part of it.
Alright, so my favorite part of the job is probably just getting to go to all the events and seeing the people and talking with them, and also knowing that the pictures that I take are going to be preserved in a yearbook for gosh, I can't. Are going to be preserved in a yearbook for really who knows how long. It's actually pretty cool to think about. Things that I struggle with is finding a comfortable balance between the time commitment of yearbook and all of my other commitments that I've also put myself into, and just finding a healthy balance to where I'm contributing to yearbook but not letting it take over the rest of my life.